Hey everyone, Chef Sarah here from the Sylvia Center. Today I want to talk a little bit about my food journey and how I got to where I am today. First off, I was a very picky eater as a kid. I didn't really eat anything, and when I did eat it, I had to be prepared in an exact certain way. I grew up in a family of picky eaters, so we were all kind of the same. When you're a kid, you don't really know any different if you grew up a certain way. So for a long time, I was just kind of okay with being a picky eater. Once I got older and started going to friends' houses, started going to restaurants, I kind of noticed how many foods were out there and how many things I hadn't tried. But I kind of stayed in my little picky eater ways. When I was 17, I went to Seattle, and it was such a great experience for me because I tried food from all different cuisines. I had Japanese food for the first time and thought it was just the greatest thing. I tried seafood for the first time. I had never had salmon or crab or shrimp. And in Seattle, it's right on the coast, so everything was the freshest possible. The salmon had been, swimming less than a day earlier. We went to the market, you see on TV where they, throw the fish and so it was really cool to taste such fresh food. And I think that's what really opened my eyes to see how good, different, unique food that I wasn't used to could be. When I came back from Seattle, it was kind of that time where I needed to start thinking about my future and college. So it really made sense for me to go to culinary school and explore this love for food. And at that point, I still hadn't tried very many things. And I started working at a country club. And what was really great about that is I worked with a group of people that they never laughed or made fun of me for having not tried a lot of different food, but instead they wanted to teach me. So if I had said it, I had never tried something, and they would order it in and teach me how to cook with it. So I'll never forget, one of the first things was artichokes. I had never even seen an artichoke, and they were like, great, we're going to order it in, it'll be here tomorrow, we're going to teach you how to cook it, clean it, eat it, and you're going to learn to love it. And that's kind of how it went for the 3 years I was there, where I learned to taste all different foods. And it was really just such a good experience. I'll never forget the first time I tried short ribs. I was like, oh, I've really been missing out. These are amazing. And it really taught me how to cook all these new foods too, which I've, carried with me through today for sure. After that, I moved on to doing pastry for a while. So I was a pastry chef. And for me, growing up at a celebration, you brought a cake. A cake was what it meant to have a celebration. And when that cake was there, it was always a birthday or holiday. And it's kind of become my way of, telling other people I care and how I celebrate other people as well. If I'm invited to an event, a party, a birthday, I'm going to show up most likely with a cake. As I've gotten older, it's been really fun to experiment with flavors and how the cake looks. So being a pastry chef really helped with that and teaching me all different ways to take desserts and just make them so fantastic. So with having both the savory and the sweet experience, it's something that I will always carry with me. And to be able to cook at home is my, favorite part about being a chef. A lot of times you go to a restaurant and you wish something was a little bit different. You wish something had more seasoning, less seasoning. You want it spicy when it's not. Maybe you want extra vegetables, whatever it might be. When you cook at home, you can do all of those things. So I like spice. So at home, I make things really spicy. And that's something, being a home cook, you can really do, is decide how you want to eat something, especially also with dietary restrictions. If you're like, no, I, want to skip eating meat for a while, or I really want to eat more veggies, or if someone in your family, is allergic to something, you can really alter it however you want it to be. If you went in my kitchen right now, you're going to find a pantry full of stuff. I always like keeping pantry items that are there whenever you need them. One that I use a lot are beans. I actually order beans from this amazing farm in California. They're really beautiful. Some of them are like spotted black and white, and some of them are huge and teeny tiny. So it's really fun to kind of play around and make all different things. And with having beans around, they last forever. So you never have to worry about them going bad, but you can, do so many different things with beans. Another thing you're always going to find in my pantry are nuts. I always have walnuts, pecans, Peanuts, sometimes, hazelnuts, it varies. And it's just something really good, really great to have around because you can add them to sweet, to savory. If you're making muffins, you can add them in, but you can also, I always put peanuts in Thai food, whatever it might be. Also, if you're, running out the door and you need a little snack, to grab a handful of walnuts, it's a way to, have a little snack in between meals that's nice and healthy and tasty at the same time. I don't really have a signature dish. I don't have something that I am like, oh, if I'm trying to impress you, I'm making this one thing. But what I like to do is, kind of what I like to think of as my Sunday all day cooking project. So normally on a Friday, I decide what I'm going to cook. And I make sure I have all the ingredients and I'm prepared for it. And then Sunday, I might just spend the whole day braising something. And it makes the apartment smell fantastic. Sometimes that slow cooking stuff is just the best. So I'll make chili, or I'll make, a roasted pork shoulder, or maybe it's meatballs that are simmering in a sauce, or, curry. There's all these things that just take hours and hours that just make those apartment, just really just like fill up with all these amazing smells. That's also how I, show people I care. If you get invited to a Sunday night dinner of food that's been cooking all day, and, usually I'll make bread and dessert, and it's just a really, really good way to, show those cooking skills, but have a lot of fun with it. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day. Go cook something really yummy and let us know, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks.